Halul Terminal and Export Department welcomes you to Halul Island. This video briefing is designed to familiarize you with the requirements related to safety, security, and residential issues during your stay. Halul, a Qatari island 80 kilometers northeast of the capital Doha, is the hub of the offshore crude oil industry and is operated by Halul Terminal and Export Department on behalf of Qatar Petroleum QP. Halul Oil Terminal undertakes storage, treatment, and export operations related to crude oil produced from offshore oil fields operated by QP and other joint venture companies such as Occidental Petroleum Qatar Limited, OPQL, Qatar Petroleum Development Company Japan Limited, QPD, and Total Exploration and Production Qatar, TE&PQ. Qatar Petroleum gives the utmost importance to the safety of its workforce, assets, and the environment. Protection of the environment and natural resources is also given a high priority, as Halul is a habitat for mountain goats and rich marine life, in addition to environmental conservation projects such as turtle breeding areas. In February of 2004, Halul Terminal and Export Department was accredited with the certification ISO 9001-2000. Total Exploration and Production Qatar operate their oil and gas process plants on Halul related to the Al Khalij offshore field. Occidental Petroleum Qatar Limited also operates their produced water handling facility on Halul related to the IS offshore field. Halul is self-sufficient in the generation of electrical power using associated gases as fuel for its generators. Around 1,200 people, including contract staff, are accommodated on the island in high-standard living quarters and enjoying recreational facilities such as a clubhouse, fitness center, and playgrounds. Halul Clinic has a doctor and male nurse, in addition to all the life-saving equipment necessary for industrial communities. Halul Terminal and Export Department has adopted efficient systems that conform to international safety and environmental protection standards. All terminal facilities and accommodation areas are provided with safety devices for early detection of gas, smoke, and fire. Halul Fire Station is equipped with fire tenders and well-trained crews available around the clock. The Senior Terminal Supervisor, HTO1, has managerial responsibility over all personnel working on the island. On arrival, all visitors and new arrivals must report to the HTO1 office after completing the required security checks. All people on board, including visitors, should note that the following safety and security requirements are mandatory for access to the island. A. Possession of original ID or a valid temporary gate pass for non-QP personnel. B. A valid H2S BA certificate. C. A valid HUET or HUET training certificate. And D. A valid PTW certificate. Please contact the camp boss on telephone number 3460 for accommodation arrangements and meal schedules. All people on board, including visitors, are to adhere strictly to the following safety precautions during their stay on the island. A. Possession of pagers, cell phones, and cigarette lighters are prohibited. B. Accessing the fenced industrial areas requires a permit from the area authority and the wearing of approved personal protective equipment. C. The possession of matches within the industrial areas is also prohibited. D. There is to be no smoking in all industrial areas, accommodation facilities, offices, and recreational areas. Smoking is permitted only in limited, designated open-air areas. E. To conduct any work, even routine tasks, requires an approved Permit to Work form from the HTO1. And F. Possession of still or video cameras also requires an official permit from the supervisor HTO1. If you plan to drive a vehicle on Halul, you must be in possession of a suitable, valid Qatari driving license. And remember, the speed limit on the island is 30 kilometers an hour. Riding bicycles is permitted, but riders must follow the safety rules and wear the appropriate safety gear. If you notice a fire, an emergency situation, or any unusual incident, don't hesitate to contact the control room on telephone number 3555 and give the operator the following information: the nature of the incident, the exact location, your name and telephone number, details of help required, and any other relevant information. In the event of any emergency, a continuous 4-minute muster alarm will be sounded. On hearing this, please follow the following emergency procedure. A. All work must stop immediately. All work permits will be automatically suspended. B. All personnel should proceed in a calm and orderly fashion to the muster point, located close to the contractor's accommodation area on the east side of the island. C. If you're driving a vehicle, park it safely, leave the keys in the ignition, and walk to the muster point. D. Give way to fire trucks and ambulances. Do not obstruct the roadways. And E. Don't leave the muster area until you hear the all clear alarm, which is 3 intermittent sounds of the siren, each lasting 10 seconds. Have a pleasant stay on Halul.